unspeakable to someone you hardly knew. You do something about it, because you can. I'm here about a girl. 16 seconds. Seconds.
What do you see when you look at me?
What do you see when you look at me?
I tell you what I see when I look at me. I see a handsome devil, man. I see a sexy beast that has no equal. Let's start the show. Not once, not twice, not thrice.
Then what he did? He put another record on.
You need dumb people in horror movies.
You know, at the beginning in that intro, James, the next doctor, no, not the next doctor, James, whoever he wants to be this week, says you need dumb people in horror movies. Well, you're seen from The Crow and you're seen from that other movie, I forgot the name of it, Abyss, that's not true. You have dumb people in every type of movie, but you don't have dumb people in The Equalizer, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally here with my pick to save you all from this crappy theme with these crappy movies. I'm here to enlighten you. And I'm here to give these two jabrones this.
Stereo Contos!
But you know, I'm not contractually obligated to do this by myself. I have to have this for somebody else. Next doctor, come on, bring your ass in here. What's going on with you tonight, next doctor? Long time no see. It's been at least a week.
Yes, at least.
Right.
I would like to point out that there's no rain in this movie. The water is coming from the sprinkler system.
From where?
Inside the building.
What's the name of the building?
I don't know, the home store.
Next person to come in is none other than the third person of our trifecta trio that worked.
Cherry Hill Home Depot. That's the store. Cherry Hill.
First of all, that's the wrong address that you're trying to be smart.
It is Cherry Hill Home Depot. That's where we all worked at.
College Park Home Depot.
We didn't work at the Cherry Hill Home Depot?
Hyattsville?
It was on Cherry Hill Road.
No, I don't think so. I'm about to look that up.
I think it was Cherry Hill Road.
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I believe it was East-West Highway, wasn't it?
It was East-West Highway.
East-West Highway was the one in Hyattsville. East-West Highway is the one in Hyattsville.
That's the one we worked at.
Yeah, Cherry Hill Road is the one in College Park.
I mean, yeah. Wait, you worked at College Park?
Yeah, he did. He worked at College Park.
Was I there at the same time?
I'm Denzel in this movie. That's why you don't know.
I think you two met when we were all at Hyattsville.
Yeah.
No, you had been there at the same time. Obviously, I'm going to cut out this part. But you had to have been there at the same time because I brought you over to Hyattsville, and I had to bring James over to Hyattsville.
Well, I guess we just didn't interact.
I don't think y'all conversed as much until we got to
it was only until we got to Hyattsville.
Right, but he was definitely there. He just called out a lot.
Me?
No, James called out a lot, so he probably didn't see him.
That's an absolute lie. How dare you say that?
No, that's the absolute truth.
More than Eduardo?
All the time. That's what we got to I showed up for work you're welcome from. Because his ass called out all the time.
More than Eduardo?
Eduardo called out a lot too, but not as much as James. Eduardo left early a lot. James just didn't show up.
Everybody else got a car. They high stepping, you know.
James just never showed up. And then I left. I was like, James, show up for work. About a month later, I got a call saying, if you don't come get this boy taken to hospital with you, we're going to let him go. That's exactly the call I got. And I said, okay, fine. James, come on. to land him so I could be high so I could protect you.
And I was excellent there. Chris, what are you drinking? Putrid?
I remember the leaving early because he would do that little shoulder finger on whoever the supervisor was of the registers.
Who was the supervisor of the front?
I don't remember.
That was the girl that passed away. I forget her name. Cut this part out, you know.
Yeah, I'm cutting out every since we talked about Home Depot. But you said, matter of fact, we won't act like you just came back in. So, but the girl,
the young black girl, you remember? And then I think Ron was the vice cashier or something, whatever they called it.
Head cashier.
The vice head cashier. You remember? It was the one that was always angry. The dude that was always angry, and today they would call him a thug, you know. But I don't know what we called him back then.
I honestly don't remember too much from high school Home Depot.
That was at College Park.
Oh, College Park. Dang, they had a few people. There was Tasha when I was there. And then after she went to paint, I don't know who became. I really don't.
All right, bring me in.
I know if I saw him.
Yes, it was the CIA.
The CIA.
That's right. That's where you get that training.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Equalizer is a movie about a guy who wants to live a simple life, retired from doing government work, we'll say. And he sees someone in need, and he decides he wants to help out this someone in need. Causes a little bit of ruffles of feathers from people overseas. They send somebody to come and track him down. Little do they know, Denzel is one step ahead throughout this entire movie. This movie based off a television show. Did not know that until recently. This movie based off of a television show. What? Why are you looking like that? I never heard the show.
It's an old show.
I mean, it is an old show.
I never heard of it. I thought it was a movie, and then I found out that Queen Latifah. I didn't find out. I knew when Queen Latifah stood the Equalizer, and I thought it was based off this movie, but I didn't know that movie was based off a show. No idea. Didn't know. Guess what? Movie banger. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris, for saving us in this movie. And phrase or phase or whatever that we were doing. Anyway, tell us why I should be thanked next, Doctor.
Well, you chose the easy road by picking a movie with the legendary Denzel Washington. So, you should really be thanking him. But, I mean, Denzel, that's really all you need to have a successful movie. But on top of that, this was a compelling movie. It had some great elements of, kind of revenge and kind of redemption and growth with the woman, going from, her life of, a streetwalker to being, well, she really wasn't on the streets because it was kind of like a club, to, eventually, being able to skip town and possibly pursue her career of singing. But, I have seen this movie a couple of times. I mean, it's a Denzel movie, and it's a good movie. You got plenty of action, and yeah, I mean, it's an interesting setup from the beginning. You see this guy, he's just going through his life, working at a home goods store, home improvement store, just doing, this cool thing. He's like, okay, he's reading the book in his house. He's like, oh, you know what? It's kind of late. I'm going to read this book at a diner. All right, it's kind of a odd choice. I thought it was already, he's going to go to sleep early. Okay, this is a man of, discipline. But no, he takes his book and he goes to the diner, and we see he's already got a friendship started with this woman that, happens to be in the oldest profession there is. And, it's that story of, kind of taking her on their wing, really not really taking her on the wing, but kind of that guidance of, that father figure that she obviously didn't really have, revealed in the movie that she was brought over, presumably from some other country at a very young age. So potentially kidnapped, potentially was already an orphan. Who knows? But she's in this life, and she thinks that she has control when really she doesn't. People in play that have money and power, they're taking that control away from her. But as the name suggests, there's somebody that can level the playing field, or as they say, an equalizer. And in comes our man Denzel to do his business. He gave the people a chance. That's one thing I like the theme about this. He gives people a chance to do the right thing. I think that's a Spike Lee joint. Well, regardless, it gives them that opportunity. But evil people being evil people, most of them don't take it. You do see that the first cops, they took it. He had to beat it into them, but they took it. But the other people, they were in too deep, so they didn't take it, and consequences ensued. But yeah, I mean, from start to finish, it does start off a little slow, but really it's more just mundane kind of setup, and it kind of takes you by surprise as to what's actually going on. Because you think, okay, there's something going on here. You're watching the movie, there's something going on with his character, but you're not really sure what until the crap hits the fan when someone messed with his friend's mom's store. And then you see, okay, yeah, this is going to get heavy. And yeah, it was an interesting ride for the first of the trilogy. Network, put in that work and let us know your thoughts.
Well, listen, now that I think about it, in light of everything that's going on in society, I can't help but believe that this movie is somehow inspired by Shannon Sharp and that young white woman that he met at the gym. But let me slow down and go back in time. Let me slow down. Number one, let me just say that Denzel Washington was a troll master in this movie. They just talked about how he talked to those cops who were shaking down the neighborhood. And Denzel standing in the alley, dressed all in black, shining flashlights in cops' faces, begging them to do something. Then he pings them a picture, a video of them committing the crime. Then he disappears like the crow. I said his troll level is unmatched. His troll level is unmatched. He's over there stirring his tea that he gets every night. And then the fake construction guy comes in there. He says, "Your hands look too clean for you to be doing any real work." Then he takes him out while the truck is driving by. They're delivering papers or whatever. You know what I mean? He takes him out immediately. Comes outside to that hitman from John Wick and starts taking pictures of him with a flip phone. The troll level is vision. The man's burning himself with honey while they're breaking into the wrong house and set up a paper trail of him leaving to another country. And watching them on video, on CCTV. I love this movie. Did Chris break every rule in our theme? Yes. But was the movie a banger? Yes. We're skipping ahead, folks, okay? That sprinkler scene lasted all but 30 seconds, but damn it, did I not want to pick up a nail gun and shoot an MFer? Yes. Why? Because Denzel made it look cool. The absolutely right media does affect people. That dude was cowering in the back who got all the glory, and them nail guns were flipping through that dude. But that dude was not going down because he ain't no punk. Where's that? He's not a little what, Chris? What's that thing? He took about 3 nail guns before he went down. Then he was cussing at him in Russian the whole time. He couldn't even speak because he was just so, when you hurt so bad you can't even talk, but you're still pissed. He was pissed, and Denzel just shot him in the throat. He went out like a champion. You got to give it to him. He brought Denzel all the way back to Gremlin mode. Denzel said, "I'm begging you, please. Don't make me go back." Shout out to Hit Girl who grew up with our Big Daddy in this movie and was walking them streets. Did you see that scene when Trump came to pick her up? He said, "I don't want no more." Melania said, "I can't do no more of this." Everybody in this movie, it was amazing. Melania said, "No more, not like this, not like this." You Matrix heads up there. But anyway, shout out to her. She took some eye jammies. She said, "I'm just laying in this bed. I don't care how long the doctor say I could go. I'm just laying in this bed for this whole movie till I know it's safe." You know what I mean? I don't blame her though, because they might cut you next. You never know. You know, I don't live in that world, so I don't know. Shout out to the guys who gave him a card to let him know where he could find them. Shout out to the dude who got a glass shoved in his entire eye socket. Did you see the autopsy photos? He put a whole shot glass in that man's eye socket. His orbital was just tore up. Shout out to all those dudes in that room. And then he said, when he bent down, and you didn't hear whoever was doing ADR, they did fantastic, because you didn't hear no knees creaking. He bent down to him and he said, all this for $9,000. You know what I mean? I took your sorry life, and then he took the money back. I know that's right, Denzel. That was untraceable. He went to the CIA. He said, "Look, I'm about to cause some havoc, Amanda Waller. I just want you to know. I'm gonna give you the heads up." And the president was like, "You get it, Chris?" The president was like, "What's going on?" And the CIA director was like, "He just wants to get permission to go ham." And then he left. She came back on a helicopter. That's the power that I want.
That's a flex right there.
Yeah.
Commuting with a helicopter?
Yeah, exactly. Forget the board. I want Chris to call me and say, "I need help." And I just land in his backyard in a helicopter. I don't care how small his backyard is. I'm fucking up some trees and bushes and just land in the helicopter and just jump out. You know, they always got to bend down, you know, when they jump out. I just want him to be cussing me out because I'm messing up his backyard. But that's just badass. That one was badass, you know. Shout out to her. Not so much in the second one, but she took out some people. Spoilers, because we're coming to that later. Somebody's going to pick a Rain movie again, and Chris is going to cheat again. But look, what am I saying about this movie? It was phenomenal. It gave you everything you needed. He did all that while helping that dude lose weight. Okay? Motivation. He turned that man from soft into a man. He went from soft into a man. And then he got him some shine at the end of the movie. I don't know what he did to that dude that took that girl's ring, but shout out, if you're a robber, don't take the ring. He would let you go with the money.
He used one of these.
Yeah. And then he wiped it off and put it back.
And still charged full price.
Shout out to the man who was charged with assault because he had the hammer that was used to dent in somebody's forehead. And he was like, "I didn't do nothing. I just bought this hammer." Shout out to that dude. Denzel, you know he was wrong for that. But look, this movie had everything. And then he took a beating from that guy. And you remember in the mirror room that used to be by kitchen and bath? And all of it was shattered. Denzel was like, "This dude is way too strong." He tried to shank him a couple times. You know, his hand was all cut up, but the dude was real strong. He wouldn't go down. Oh, this movie gave you everything you needed. Oh, and then the other girl. You know what was the saddest part for me? It's always sad when a pretty girl has to die. You remember the Russian girl that was her friend, and she goes to visit in the hospital, and the dude knows she's lying, and he gives her that glass of water with no ice in it. You know he's gonna kill her because there was no ice. He ain't wasting no cubes on her, and he just chokes her out. He said, "When you're pretty, you don't die ugly." So he just chokes her out a little bit. You know what I mean? Just chokes her, you know. But I said, shout out to her. She was beautiful with the little red hair. You know what I mean? Shout out to Melania, who stayed in that bed eating that nasty hospital food. Because
she was a real one, too. I'm pretty sure she knew where her friend went, but she didn't give her up.
She wasn't going with her friend. Hit Girl wasn't going with her friend. She said, "You did what to her?" But she stayed like that the whole movie, like this. One eye open. I don't blame you, Hit Girl. But look. Oh, let's find out what we're going to cover as Chris drinks his green tea. Next week, we got a great theme. I've been looking forward to this. We finally got rid of the kitty cats so we can do real films that people want to see. What are we doing? Hit it.
Not once, not twice, that's right.
You know what he did? He put another record on.
You need dumb people in horror movies.
Like you need to find yourself, please go down.
On a serious note, please go out there and go vote so we can make sure we don't watch movies like these.
Maybe
we'll talk about it. We're going to talk about it.
Are about to die.
Like, you know what I mean? And the whole time, the demon shadows are just watching them fight, not doing anything. That was Dr. Evil. And I sat there and I said, what the hell is going on? Who made me watch this movie? When I find out, I'm going to give some judo shots of my own. I don't like wasting my time.
The moment I sat down, I thought I was looking into a mirror.
Only their mother can tell them apart. Twins, the new comedy from Ivan Reitman.
Thank you.
Oh man, okay. So we got 2 thumbs down.
You were class of 94?
Okay, yes.
I was class of 2000.
Okay, we don't have to share that
No,
information.
I was a 90s kid.
And get the jukebox.
You play a significant part of it. Okay, let's go.
Well, if you'd have did your part of it, that part, it might have been in the notes.
I just missed that one thing. It's okay, babe.
It's in the cliff notes. It's in the cliff notes. Of course, in the 90s, it's going to be rival crews. That's what's going on. It's New York. It's inner city. If you're not from the ghetto, ain't never been to the ghetto, then don't ever come to the ghetto because you wouldn't understand the ghetto. Faithful ass creatures. We ain't going to call them bitches. We're going to call them ungrateful creatures.
It's just, I hate to say it, it's just a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, I did feminize it. Cause he act like you acting like a bitch, Ronnie. Because Lulu punk ass. Listen, so let's go right there. Let's go. So Lulu,
I didn't do that, though.
you did. I saw you. You did the DX shot.
I said bring it.
Oh well.
I did that.
Okay,
You
I
can
will.
do that too.
Okay,
You can do
all
that.
right.
Oh yes, welcome
That's
back.
right, Insidious.
We-
Insidious is our next theme. We will be going over that series. It's one of my favorites, actually.
Ladies
It's
and
only
gentlemen,
gonna
welcome
be
back to
interesting
Unpopular Review Entertainment. We're reviewing none other than Denzel's Washington's Equalizer, which you just saw was an ad for the Husband and Wife show, which you watch on Thursdays, as well as we are getting into it, Insidious theme starting next week. So, hey, go ahead and watch that movie with us. If you're a scaredy cat, go ahead and get your significant other to watch it with you. But we are going to talk about it right here next Tuesday for Unpopular Review Entertainment. But let's go ahead and give it up. Thumbs up, thumbs down. We'll start with you. That worked. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Much like that trailer for Insidious, it gets a thumbs up. You already know. I said thumbs up.
You're such a dick. Like I want to say that publicly. You are such a dick. Doctor.
Excuse me. Hold on. Let me go. Let me give a quota. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen watching this at home. I get so much flack. I come here. I show up. I shoot this live. You know what I mean? No kind of forewarning. And this is what I'm being called. I don't understand. I watched this movie that has nothing to do with the theme. I still give it a thumbs up.
This movie had everything to do with the theme. There was a scene.
Next doctor, your turn, doctor.
Your turn, doctor. What more do you want?
I want rain, not sprinkles. Rain.
I didn't see sprinkles. A man was drenched.
That was a great scene. He shot that dude like 4 times with that nail gun. I know it hurt.
I think so. Next doctor, thumbs up or thumbs down from you, sir.
I mean, again, as I said in the first segment, it's Denzel. You got stellar performance like that. In the supporting cast as well, and a good story. Great action. I mean, what's not to like? The hero triumphing, having a little bit of struggle. As was mentioned with the big guy in the mirror maze there, and even with all of that, even with having take the torch and burn or set a knob on fire so he could press it against his skin to close up those bullet wounds, because he's not impervious. When we get into the other ones, you'll see he takes his lumps, but he still comes back and he still triumphs for the little guy. He does his thing. He equalizes the playing field. And you got to respect that, and you got to love it. And and I certainly do. It's definitely a Negro thumbs up from me.
Well, you already know it gets a thumbs up for me. I mean, I picked it, and I had to save the day. They called me up, and they said, "Chris, can you believe these two? Can you believe the movies that they picked? Somebody has to save the day." I didn't know I had to do it. I didn't know I had to do it, and I didn't want to do it, but I did it. Somebody had to do it, and I had to be the chosen one. They called me, and I
knew it was coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this. Please make sure that you join us all this week for everything we have on Unpopular Review Entertainment right here on YouTube. For the next doctor, for that work, I am the executive consultant, or go Denzel tonight. Pause. But we'll see you right here next time on Unpopular Review Entertainment. I didn't know how that came out. It's another pause.
That's what she said.
Oh, God.